So in history, we have learned about our Black Panthers. They were out here doing things for the community, free lunches, making sure their people were protected, being a revolutionary to their people to show them that they can stand up. But did you also know that there was a White Panther Party? And no, it was not a KKK kind of formation. Okay, so White Panthers, it's a little history on them. Uh, The White Panthers were an anti racist political collective founded in November of 1968 by Pun Plamadon, Lenny Sinclair, and John Sinclair. It was started in response to an interview where Huey P. Newton, co founder of the Black Panther Party, was asked what white people could do to support the Black Panthers. Newton replied that they could form a White Panther Party. The Counterculture Era group took the name and dedicated its energies to cultural revolution. John Sinclair made every effort to ensure that the White Panthers were not mistaken for a white supremacist group. Responding to such claims with quite the contrary, the party worked with many ethnic minority right groups in the Rainbow Coalition. Now, here are some of the legal reforms that they were actually involved in. The group had a direct role in two important legal decisions. A landmark U.S. Supreme Court decision in 1972 quashed Plamadon's conviction and destroyed the case against John Sinclair. The court ruled warrantless wiretapping was unlawful under the U.S. Constitution, even in the case where national security, as defined as the executive branch, was in danger. The White Panthers had been charged with conspiracy to destroying government property, and evidence used to convict Plamadon was required through wiretaps, not submitted to judicial approval. The case U.S. versus U.S. District Court, Plamadon, 407 U.S. .297, commonly known as the Keith case, held that the Fourth Amendment shielded private speech from surveillance unless a warrant had been granted, and that the warrant procedure would not frustrate the legitimate purposes of domestic security searches. The judgment freed Plamadon, yet John Sinclair was free only on bond, finding his possession conviction. In 1972, the Michigan Supreme Court ruled in the People versus Sinclair, 387 Michigan 91, 194 NW 2D 878, 1972, that Michigan's classification of marijuana was unconstitutional, in effect decriminalizing possession until a new law conforming to the ruling was passed by the Michigan legislature a week later. Sinclair was freed, but the cumulative effects of the imprisonment had marked the end of the White Panther Party in Michigan, which renamed itself the Rainbow People's Party while John Sinclair and Plamadon were in prison. The Rainbow People's Party, headquartered in Ann Arbor, disbanded in 1973. So, there's been a lot of stuff going on. People need to start aligning themselves with the correct people and be on the correct side of history. Because this can not go any further than where it is. And for everybody out there that has Trump devotional syndrome, TDS, we're going to continue using TDS as Trump devotional syndrome. And that's what you guys have. You should be embarrassed of yourselves. With everything that's going on, you sit there blindly and think nothing of it. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Have a good day and the day you deserve. Trump delusional syndrome. That's what you guys have.